Hello, everybody. I have Marika with me. She has been with me through the whole journey of Dropsmart before it got started, before we started developing it. We know each other for a long time now. She's been one of my great inspirations to create it. I had her in mind. And what I wanted to do is have her say how she saw the whole development, how she uses it in her life, what it does to impact her work as a therapist, as an educator, as a mom, and whatever. So, hi, Marika.
Hi, hello from sunny Malta. The first day without zero COVID patients here.
Oh, congratulations. So, just to introduce yourself a little bit, can you tell us about your background in aromatherapy? What is it that you do? Just in case somebody doesn't know about you for some bizarre reason.
I'm Marika. I'm a clinical aromatherapist. I have studied aromatherapy for 20 years now. I said I have studied aromatherapy for 20 years because I'm still studying, and it will never stop. I work with oncology patients. I've been doing this work for 5 to 6 years now. I run an office at our main oncology hospital. I coordinate the National Cancer Platform, which is an organization which has 13 now NGOs under its wing. And I also am the clinical aromatherapist in attendance at the hospital. I have 2 kids, a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old, and I'm currently locked inside with both my kids. It has been like this for about 5 weeks, so excuse the state I'm in.
Beautiful appearance.
It gets a little bit crazy during the day here, so yeah.
But Marika, you haven't mentioned you also teach aromatherapy for quite a while.
I teach a VTCT syllabus. It's a UK syllabus. I teach aromatherapy diploma and higher diploma. I'm an internal quality assurer for VTCT as well. Yeah.
And now you're very
I forgot.
fresh. Yeah, you forgot because you have so much. And you forgot also to mention you are opening, you just opened a lovely wellness center.
Yes, we opened Aroma Hub. I opened it actually with one of the best students I had and one of my greatest friends. We opened in January, but we had to close down in March. Due to the current circumstances, now we're adapting. We're switching more to online consultations, to blending and delivering, and yeah.
So as you can see, I invited Marika today because she's just a wealth of knowledge, of practical information as well, and she has so many areas that she can cover.
I don't know about that.
I do.
Well, during our first lessons with my students, actually during the first lesson, the first thing I say is that I'm no expert, because I don't consider myself to be. What I consider myself to be is curious.
Well, you are.
I feel that I have only touched the tip of the iceberg when it comes to aromatherapy, even after 20 years. And that's what I love about it. It's versatility and also its depth and the new things that you manage to get to know about your profession when you really experience it. I have had 3 weeks. The past 3 weeks, I had inspiration block, a creativity block, I couldn't work. I couldn't even touch my wrist. And then one fine day, I went into my blending room, and the particular oil I had bought from USA when I was with you, during one of my various visits to your Dropsmart stand. I found this oil and it was calling to me. It was Hanoki oil. It's Japanese cypress, so I put a drop of the oil on one of your perfume strips, and I was going around the house with it, and it taught me a lot. In a day, it taught me a lot, and the fact that I could actually experience the oil on that level was something new to me. And it was also due to the fact maybe that I was during my quiet time, my hibernation time, so I was more receptive to what it was trying to say. But it was amazing. It was amazing. It was like it removed all the blockages I had. In fact, the next day I exhausted myself because I wanted to catch up with 3 weeks of work and projects and articles I wanted to write. So now I'm taking a little bit of a step back as well.
That's also what I love about aromatherapy, and here I agree with you, we're always beginners. There's just so much ground to cover, so many areas. It's endless, it's really endless. I also always feel like I'm a beginner, and it's so funny when people call me an expert on something. I feel just like what are you talking about? There's just so much we don't know and we'll never know.
Exactly.
And the amount of information is so overwhelming, and that's why I did create Dropsmart, just so I could get it off my back, and put it in all in one place, because it was starting to be impossible to remember.
That's the beauty of it. It's the accessibility of information in one place. One of the most important things in all the aspects of my work as an aromatherapist, be it at the hospital, be it at my business now, be it also during my lessons, is time.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to have something which I know is reliable, information which is highly reliable, is very important, because I can actually check myself, and also I can show what I'm talking about. Another beautiful thing is the visual aspect of it.
Yeah, I need the visual.
The colors and the it's clean. The screen is clean when you look at it, so there's no busyness about it. And actually, then when you start clicking on the stuff, you say, oh, there's more information here, and then it leads you to more, and it leads you to more, and you actually start thinking, how the hell did she do this?
Well,
it's my aroma genius.
Yeah. Sleepless nights and things like that. But yeah, it is a Pandora box once you start looking at the oils. And like you said, I wanted it to look professional, because aromatherapy is a profession, and I wanted it to help it, at least in some areas where I work, it's not looked at as a profession or professional enough. So by having this tool where you can just show it very clearly, like you say, and professionally, and a modern way of calculating things, and with the chemical components, you can just you can have the reassurance, you can have the scientific part of it taken care of, and that's, I think, what is most sought for right now at this point.
Yes.
But you said articles. That's something I haven't talked about yet. How does it help you with articles?
It helps me because I would know. It's a little bit difficult to talk about writing at the moment, because, as I said, I had a little bit of inspiration and creativity block. They usually what I want to write about usually comes to me either before I sleep or as whilst I'm having a bath. It's during my downtimes. And funnily enough, now that I've had a lot of downtime, they don't want to come. Usually there's an idea of what I want to write about, and I have the physical aspect of my work, which I know how I'm going to write about, and also the emotional part, which usually is the trigger to write an article. I would have experienced something at work, and that would be the trigger to write an article. But then I would want to back it up with research. So when I tap into Dropsmart, and usually it's always open on my laptop. I have it also on my iPad. So when I tap into it, I can actually see the scientific part and actually check that what I tend to run a lot on my emotional. On my emotions, you know that I'm Mediterranean. So I have to check that what I want to say is backed up by science, and Dropsmith helps me with that.
So you can help, like, it's easier for you to get references.
Exactly.
It saves you time that way.
Exactly.
But just so people have an idea, how much time would you usually spend on it that Dropsmith saves you for an article?
I would usually spend a quarter of an hour after I write the article just to check my references and list down my references.
Without Dropsmith?
No, without Dropsmith it would take me a lot of time.
That's what I'm asking. Without Dropsmith, so with Dropsmith it's like half an hour?
It would take me a lot of time because I wouldn't have all the information in one place. I would have to look for stuff. So that would take me practically hours.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to compare, and because if people haven't done this before, they don't know how long it takes to find research to back your stuff. Yeah. So with Dropsmith you would have half an hour, but without it, it would be hours, sometimes days. Yeah, for me,
and even days, because you won't. You have to sift through a lot of information to actually get to what you really want.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to see if it works for you as well. Okay, great. So, any other areas you use it for? School,
teaching.
Blending,
when I'm teaching, especially essential oil chemistry, the fact that I have everything, I can access it, and I put everything on screen. It gives my students a lot of what Rhiannon, our maman, says are aha moments. When you actually first you put out the theory, and the students are trying to absorb that, and then you actually put Dropsmith on screen, and they can actually see what you're talking about visually in colors. And they actually get aha moments, like, oh, that's so easy.
Yes. That's why I created it. I used to draw it for my students and then show them, and then it was like all these aha moments. And how do they enjoy it? Do they like using it in class?
They use it in class, but then it helps them a lot in their studies. And even afterwards, when they're just starting out and they want to blend, it's like having their tutor with them.
Oh, that's so lovely.
I'm available to my students most of the time through messages and through Facebook. My ex-students can actually vouch for that, because once I'm their teacher, I'm always their teacher, and they know that. But there are times when I'm dealing or tending to patients, or where I'm doing treatments where I cannot get to them quickly. So they have their tutor with them.
Oh, that's so cool.
Dropsmith.
Thank you so much. That sounds very nice. Okay, so you use it for articles, you use it for your students. You said you use it for your patients.
In hospital, yes.
Mainly to back up your, so you create your blends.
Back up my choices, exactly. And to also justify my choices when I have to.
Yes, and in palliative care you have to do that often.
Exactly.
Yes. Do you keep your? Does it help you to keep your recipes at one place? Do you use that feature?
Once we started our business, we are still working on keeping our recipes. We haven't inputted recipes in Dropsmart as yet, but we intend to, because that would be beneficial for us, because again everything would be in one place. Right now we're using other things because we were just starting out, so we were testing the waters. We're still writing on Excel, and that's a great improvement for me, because Lorraine does that, my partner in business, because before they were written down in a notebook, which used to
I know,
get
I did that
lost
too.
many times there. So now I have someone to actually write down and input the recipes. We will get to putting them into Dropsmith as well.
Because I kind of imagined it, you would have your recipes in iPad or whatever, and then you would show it to your clients, and it would look very nice and professional and colorful.
Yes,
That's
we'll
how
get there once we reopen.
So I just wondered if you actually do that or you don't.
I haven't done that yet. I know I have the possibility to, because I have put some recipes on there during my work at
For
the
your
hospital.
patients, yeah, I know.
My patients, but I haven't gotten to that yet. We're just starting out.
I wish you all the best for that. I really do. You're
Thanks.
a wonderful therapist, and
Thank
I'm
you.
sure you will get to share
Yes.
that with people.
We'll get to that. This is a very difficult time for us as therapists, because okay, you adapt to the situation and you switch to online consultations, you switch to delivering your blends, but the most important part of my work is the element of touch.
Yeah.
I feel that is highly, highly important, and it's something I have been stressing about for the past years. So the fact that I cannot do that at the moment really hurts, especially when it comes to my patients. I have ended up talking to patients regarding life and death situations, and answering existential questions through WhatsApp, which is highly impersonal, but that's the only thing I can do at the moment. So we're adapting. We're trying to adapt to the situation, and we're praying that it will be over soon.
Well, I my heart out to you. You're doing a wonderful job.
And I'm talking about it because I know that there are many people in my situation, because I have followed my colleagues from around the world, and it's a common feeling.
It is.
When someone says adapt, yes, we are adapting, we are trying to adapt, but there's something that's really missing, and no amount of adapting can actually change that. So we just have to wait for it to unfold and for things to get better.
Yeah, I know. I also talked to our colleagues, and that's another reason why we created this workshop, is because this is what we could do. I was waiting for it, hoping for it to pass, but it just didn't, and I kept on getting in questions about it. And then I asked Madeleine and other colleagues to contribute, and it's been just so wonderful. So many people contributed with with their suggestions, and the community.
That's the beauty of the aromatherapy world. That's what I'm always stressing about. It's the community and the network around you. Even though people are miles apart and all over the world, you can actually tap into that energy and wisdom anytime that you need to.
Absolutely. And with this workshop, also with me, I didn't know it was going to take this long. I thought I would do just like 3 lessons and then involve you guys to help more, as we did as well. But it turned out to be 6 lessons, and it turned out that I was...
And it will turn out to be more.
Hopefully it will be more, because people were showing interest in having more of this information, and we'll see where it takes us. it's a really lovely community.
It's an unfolding story.
Absolutely, aromatherapy is an unfolding story and with many, many layers to uncover.
Exactly.
So with Dropsmart, I hope to cover at least, the ones we can, as best as we can. Thank you so much, Marika, for taking the time to share your wisdom with us. Do you have a recipe you want to, or something you want to share at the end of the video?
What are you looking for?
Nothing.
Is it something that's helping me at the moment?
For example, what would you? Yeah, nothing. It's just a spontaneous question. And your daughter is at the back.
I cannot get enough of petitgrain at the moment. It's something I turn to during my downtimes, so it has to feature somehow, and I have been using that a lot. Cypress. It removes blockages. It moves things, so I've been using that a lot as well. My rose attar.
Oh, that's very special.
It opens up the heart, so I need that. And chamomile blue. I don't know why it's been calling to me, but it's I know why, but I don't know why I feel like I need it so much. So you would I would prepare an inhaler to accompany me, which would contain about 4 drops of petitgrain, 3 drops of cypress, 2 drops of rose attar, and 2 drops of chamomile blue. That would be my ideal inhaler at the moment. So just to help me move through this and in a relaxed state.
So this is a wonderful recipe to end this video for
Now if I don't forget, when we finish this, I'll go and put it on Dropsmart.
And so can everybody else. They can go and check out why this combination is so special and what does it do for us. So it's your recipe for us to support us at this time, to give us that hug.
It's what I feel I'm needing at the moment. So I think what is beautiful about this is that what we're feeling, although we're all inside at home in different parts of the world, what we're feeling is not only ours.
No.
What we're feeling is collective. So I think that we need to work on this on a collective level instead of an individual level.
And that's what we're doing with this as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're so beautiful, inside and out. Thank you so much.
I love you.
Love you too. I hope everybody enjoyed this.